Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review of One Piece manga chapter 837, and this one was all about Luffy versus Commander Cracker. So we start off jumping right into it with a cover that had some of the red-haired pirates, including Yasopp, Usopp's father. So good to see them again. Not really expecting some of the characters that we've actually seen during this cover story sequence. But moving on from there, we jump straight into Luffy fighting Cracker. He goes straight into gear third, like right off the bat. But Cracker is blocking all of his attacks, and Luffy can't get a clean shot off on the guy. So hype just for that Luffy with gear second and gear third and his armament hockey can't get a shot off on Cracker. That's hype as it is. But then Cracker goes in with his like unique sword called Pretzel, he says. And he's going in with a bunch of different slashes with a bunch of different arms, and he's really blocking all of Luffy's attacks and knocking Luffy around. He's putting in work, and again, his bounty is huge, so I think I'm more relieved than anything. I kind of thought we were going to see a person with that massive a bounty not really able to put up much of a fight against Luffy, but Cracker really stood his own, and I'm very glad of that. I'm a little bit weary that I'm almost a bit weary that he wasn't stronger. Like, of all the things Luffy's done, and his bounty is 500, what did he do to get a bounty of 860? Like, he has to be, I feel like he has to be massively, obscenely strong, but him getting defeated by Luffy so quickly, just in one chapter's worth, even though it was sort of like a quick surprise one-shot sort of deal, I don't know, it just, something feels wrong about Cracker being defeated so quickly to me. But getting way ahead of myself there. We actually see him knock Luffy away with an attack called Pretzel Roll, and it knocks Luffy through all these trees and homies, which was really funny. We see Nami telling Luffy to run because she's realizing that Chopper was right. They have definitely been underestimating a Yonko's crew. And then from there, epic, amazing Brûlé speech. I absolutely loved the Brûlé speech. Talking about like, what have the worst generation done? In 2 years, they've pretty much all become subservient to the Yonko anyway. What is the worst about them? So I really liked that speech. And we find out that actually they used to have 4 commanders, and one got taken out by Uruge, and was not expecting that Uruge hype. But after he took him out, Uruge lost to Cracker apparently, and according to Brûlé, they seem to think Uruge is probably dead, but we know that that probably explains his injuries while he was at Balloon Terminal, and at Balloon Terminal he saw Kaido. From the way they talked, I don't think he's working with Kaido, but he has at least met him. So, Uruge hype. I was not expecting him to put in that much work. Good job, Uruge. So then Brûlé tries to drag Nami into the mirror world as well, but Pound stops her, and Pound and Nami, Nami uses the Thunderbolt tempo, which was amazing. So very happy to see Nami put in work here, because a lot of people have been complaining that Nami's done essentially nothing since maybe NES Lobby. It's been a long time since Nami's really done anything significant. And I kind of agree with that, and I agree with that as a big fan of Nami. Like, you guys know, like, even on my waifu list, I put her pretty high up. I really like Nami, so it really frustrates me to see how she's been shoved into this useless position for the latter half of One Piece. Like, we haven't seen her do anything very useful in quite a while. So it was good to see her actually put in some work against presumably a pretty strong person from a Yonko's crew. So liked that part of it for sure. And they make their plan to grab Luffy and escape, I guess. And Nami talks about how the Beaver card is Lola's and she's going to make good use of it and all that. We cut to Luffy and Cracker still fighting, and Cracker is like beating Luffy's ass. He is demolishing him. And then, of course, he holds Luffy down to crush him. Before that, Luffy does say that Cracker's armament hockey is the strongest he's ever seen, which crazy to me as well, like more than Doflamingo's, because Doflamingo took a hell of a lot more to take down than Cracker did, but like that's insane that it's the hardest armament hockey that Luffy's ever seen. But anyway, Cracker holds him down and pulls the villain mistake. He starts monologuing. So he monologues at Luffy. Luffy hits the Gear 4th and one-shots him with a cone gun. And while it was really hype, it worries me. It worries me that Gear 4th might become this sort of thing where it is like, Luffy is getting his ass kicked, he needs to win a fight, just jumping Gear 4th. And if we do it too often, it could end up being like Gear 2nd, where when it was really hype at first, now we're just used to it happening all the time. And I don't know if I want to get used to Gear 4th just happening all the time like that, if it is some big, like, trump card kind of move. So yeah, I'm a little bit weary of that, but overall the Cracker and Luffy fight was really great. It was good to see somebody giving Luffy that much trouble at this point, like this stage in the game. It was good to see somebody force him into Gear 4th this early on, but like I said, going into Gear 4th like this early on also does kind of worry me. Then we've got, when it comes to the Brûlé and Nami stuff, I thought it was great. I loved seeing Nami put in work, like I said before. I really like seeing her actually do something, because I feel like she's been pushed back to where people can say she hasn't done much and they're not really entirely wrong. And also I loved Brûlé's speech about the New World and Big Mom's territory and the worst generation. That was really, really good. So overall, I thought this chapter was really, really good. Not as amazing and mind-blowing as a lot of people were saying, but I think something important for this, where last chapter I gave it like a 5.5, because I felt like where it was pretty good, we got nowhere in the story. This time I felt like it was definitely very good, and a big good thing is I feel like we did get somewhere in the story. Did we get as far as I think we could have gone this chapter in the story? No, but it was worth it to see as much of this fight as we got to see on panel. So yeah, I really, really liked the chapter, but it wasn't some huge, massive, mind-blowing thing for me. So I'm going to give it 7.5 pretzel rolls out of 10. Definitely well above average. So thank you all so much for watching this one. Pretty short actually, but guess that's just the way things are. So, like if you did like the video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of the chapter, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more One Piece, both anime and manga, and a ton of other anime and manga, and some other stuff too. Follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there whenever I post anything, push anything back, etc. And that's it. So, thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.